when you get sweat and when we get dirty, we know how to take shower for our body, but nobody really know how to take that anxiety out of our system at the end of the day. So I see meditation as a tool to clean our anxiety out of our system. I'm meditating 33 years. I need to meditate every day, right? Early in the morning or in the evening to release those anxiety out of my system, because my body is just a vessel and my body change according to the environment that I live in. So meditation itself is a tool to deal with any kind of emotion so that I can release those anxiety out of the system.
Welcome back to Just 15 Minutes, the space where leaders share the real practices that keep them steady under pressure. My name is Eric Bamier, and today I'm joined by Nandar Matari, Executive Meditation Coach. Welcome, Nandar.
Hi, Eric. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad that you're here. If you'd be willing to guide that breath practice, I did that with you and I really enjoyed it. So I was wondering if you would lead us through that.
Okay, so let's do this for the listener who are having this podcast, and I want you right now. Of course, if you don't, drive while you are listening to it, and so, then just relax and let it go. And I want you to just close your eyes slowly, and then feel your pelvis touching on the chair wherever you are sitting. And if you're not sitting and standing up, you feel your left foot on the ground and the right foot on the ground. And then you come back to your breath and breathe in deeply through your nose into your chest. Open your mouth and breathe it out. Breathe in deeply through your nose in your chest. And breathe out through your mouth. This time you breathe in through your nose into your brain. And breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in deeply through your nose into your brain. Breathe out through your mouth. The last time, breathe in deeply through your nose into your brain. And breathe out through your mouth. Slowly, you can open your eyes, and whatever that is in front of you, without judging, try to see the colors, whatever is in front of you, and maybe turn a little bit left and look at the around and up and on the right and down into your hands. Maybe just look at it and roll your neck and just come back to your body.
Thank you for guiding that practice today.
You're welcome.
It's always nice to be led, and I feel more connected to you. I feel more connected to myself. I feel calmer, I feel steadier, and I'm curious about how you developed these practices and what situations in your life were big, challenging, or felt full of pressure, and how were you able to navigate them?
Yeah. I started learning to meditate because I have a lot of anxiety attack. And when I was teenager, and I did not know how to navigate that, but I heard about meditation from my physics teacher. And during her class, she told me that anyone who has this problem of anxiety attack or any fears should go to meditate. So after my high school, I went there and I sit down for hours, and we have to concentrate on the different part of the body as I do the scanning, right? So the pelvis or the foot, and then breathe it in and out. And I have to really notice all of that. So that was a very tough one for me. But yeah, I was there in the monastery for 27 days. But I always went back after every 3 months or 6 months when I have the anxiety attack. I went back and tried to start all over again. But took me like, 9 years to really calm myself down and really be able to concentrate on the breath. Right now, I'm meditating for 33 years. So it has been a long journey. So when the challenges are coming, I have all these thoughts and anxiety as well, but at the same time, I do not attach to my own anxiety or to my own thoughts. So with that being said, I I'm right now able to control when I have all these challenges and fears. And amid of all these things, I can take the right action because of being able to aware of my own feelings and emotion and also my own thoughts.
Anxiety is a big one, right? So I heard in the beginning that the young Nandar was struggling with a lot of anxiety, big anxiety attacks, went to monastery to learn how to meditate. And over the course of 9 years, started to learn how to regulate. During that time period, what were some of the things that you learned about anxiety that you can pass along to others?
Anxiety is like the water. We absorb it from our society or the environment that we live in, right? So when I'm staying in the Bali, but I live in the center of the Ubud where the traffics are, high and the tourists are always looking for the new experience. The Bali is great and everybody wants it. So they all have all this anxiety and I was absorbing it in my body as well. Right. So it is something like when you are dipping into the cold water, you feel cold on your system. And if you are in the warm water, you feel warm. So the same thing is true that most of the people are like having anxiety all the time. And when you are around those people, you also absorb those anxiety. But at the end of the day, when you get sweat and when we get dirty, we know how to take shower for our body, but nobody really know how to take that anxiety out of our system at the end of the day. So I see meditation as a tool that to clean our anxiety out of our system. So it's mean that though I'm meditating 33 years, like if you're do the exercise, you also have to do exercise every day or a regular basic to keep your body in shape. The same thing is true for the meditation too. Though I'm meditating 33 years, I need to meditate every day, right? Early in the morning or in the evening to release those anxiety out of my system because my body is just a vessel and my body change according to the environment that I live in. So meditation itself is a tool to deal with any kind of emotion and to master those emotions so that I can overcome those anxiety and I can release those anxiety out of the system. So that is what I learned.
Yeah, and on that water metaphor, right? The environment that we put our bodies into, whether that is cold water or warm water, also comes with a preference. I prefer warm water. I don't prefer cold water, but I can't always control the water temperature. In an ideal world, I could. So let's take it now to the corporate space, right? You talked about a busy Bali intersection. We also have, and we both work within the corporate environment where many people cannot control their space. They can't control the temperature of their water, but they can control their practices. So, in those environments and with the people that you work with, how do you work with them to be able to manage themselves in environments that can't change?
Yeah. That is a very good one. Because like our body is made up 70% of water, right? So first thing is, of course, when you have like 10 people and you're alone by yourself, those people can influence your body temperature. But and let's say that you have this higher energy frequency, you can also transmit that energy to those 10 people too. So the same is true before I become a meditation teacher, I was a sales manager. So when the people comes to me to learn that how to sell, how to plan, etc., and what I feel is that they have a lot of anxiety. They do not know how to regulate their emotion. They couldn't sleep at night. So when I saw that, so instead of talking about that all the planning, I know that I have to help them to regulate their emotion. So I started teaching them to meditate or to like 5 to 10 minutes. I meditate with them. I let them clear and I let them write down what they feel grateful for, right? And in that moment, their perspective shift. And they also, instead of focusing on the fears and the worry for the future, they started seeing how they can change their own life in a better way. So in other words, is that at the beginning. So like if I'm in this middle of the New York City or like in the middle of the Ubud, right in Bali, I cannot just go out and they like calm themselves down and I will be meditating with you. I can't do that. But at the same time, when I am in my team in the company, I can definitely change the environment. So it is the same right now when I work with these salespeople or this, I also invited you to the networking event. The leader, he meditate with me. We have like about nearly 60 members in the business networking group, and he's been meditating with me now 9 years. At the beginning, he also like, have all this different anxiety and worry for the future. Right now, with time, he knows how to set intention. And he also know he has a best intention, how to bring those people forward. And so with that energy, the people around us change. And
Mhm.
if you have a chance to come to visit us, you will feel that though it is online and it is like nearly 60 people, he can really make the people feel seen and feel right connected in the heart level. It is because we feel connected to himself, right? So this is also the second time you and me that we are talking, but I feel that you also feel the heart connection with me because I feel the heart connection with myself. So with that being said, when you change, the you can change your environment as well, right? In the workspace, in your team, and also in your department, and in your company, and also for the world. That is why my intention is to bring this meditation to the workforce, because we spend 80% of our time at the company. And if we do our inner work in the company, we can also change the whole world quicker and easier.
Beautiful, and I agree, and it's self-regulation, it's self-leadership, then it's small group leadership, and then you can ripple out bit by bit by bit. It starts here. It starts with that connection to self, our connection to our own grounded sensation, our inner leadership. If we can lead
Yes,
ourselves, we can begin to lead others.
exactly. Yes.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that you would like to impart to listeners today?
Yes, everything start with us, right? Though it seemed like mighty wherever you are right now, the listener, and if you might be working in a toxic environment or if you're working in a great team, start doing your inner work will change your life. And when you change, you can change your environment. It's mean that the people around you will become nicer and kinder, or if you are not, able to change the environment, you will be going to the better environment itself. So that doing the inner work will always shift yourself and your family and also your environment and for the world. So if you, whatever the practice you have, maybe 5 or 10 minutes of yoga practice, breath work or meditation, whatever you are doing, please keep on doing that, because it is the accumulated over the year and you can make a lot of movement and shift for the world.
Beautiful. Thank you. And as you just demonstrated, and I hope as this episode demonstrates, it does not take a significant commitment. 5, 10, 15 minutes of presence practice goes a long way. So it is with
Exactly.
deep appreciation and gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to all the teachers, mentors, and guides that came before us that led us here to this moment so that we can continue to influence those around us.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Eric, and everybody. Have a great day and or night wherever you are.